Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of NasCard Radio. This is episode 229, aka Season 7, Episode 6 of NasCard Radio, where trading cards and racing meet. I'm your pal Val. With me is the man, the myth, the legend, PSA, and White House Hall of Famer, Logan. Logan, how are you tonight?
I'm doing very, very good.
That's awesome. We got a great show for everybody today. We're going to do our racing recap. I had a few races going on. We will visit the Parkside Pronto IndyCar. Those numbers were released for week one. We'll visit those. And speaking of releasing numbers, we have a new Panini Instant card, and we also have some print run numbers for previous Panini Instant cards from 2025. We're going to talk about Darlington 75th anniversary through the year through the cards, and then we'll finish the show with King's Court, and then whatever else comes up.
I like that through the year, through the cards. Do you think
Thank,
about that all by your little lonesome?
sure did.
Man, I'm proud of you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Baby.
Let's see what else. All right, quickly. No show next week. Um, Too much stuff going on between work and other stuff, so I apologize, everybody, but they get a reprieve from us. So we appreciate everybody watching, listening to the podcast, the YouTube show on Rumble, and wherever you get your podcast. Please like, share the show with everybody. Help educate the NASCAR, IndyCar community.
Yes, share this with everyone, even people that don't collect cards. Maybe they know somebody that does. You never know.
May never know. Exactly. So, but we want to thank our sponsor, Panini America, and our new Rumble subscriber, Yopajay. Welcome aboard.
I like that name, Yopajay.
Yeah, if you subscribe to the show or leave a comment on the show, we'll give you a shout out. And speaking of shout outs to Chase Blaylock and Jason Freeman. Used to be fast. Dylan 311, Jamie C. Cards, Beans Ball Cards blog, Kyle Katz, and Robbie's Hobbies for the YouTube and Rumble comments.
You have to admit we have a very active comment section on our videos. I
Yeah,
love
always trying to get some discussion, and folks have great ideas. Um, and then you could also, tweet at NasCard Radio as well. Find us online, NasCard Radio, all one word. Yeah, we have great community. Um, the number one NASCAR, IndyCar, trading card podcast, YouTube show in the world, right here. You're watching it.
That's right. So I wonder if we can boast in the universe.
I would probably say in the universe too.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, if there is another show, we'd like to meet you guys.
Well, there may be some aliens out there going talking about this, but we don't know.
Don't know. All right, so we're trying to figure out where we left off at. All right, National Treasures still scheduled for release April 18th. So got that our final 2024 release coming up here, and then on to Donruss.
Yes, I would be so glad if they could just ever get caught up. I'm so tired of all of these card companies having issues back a year or two. It's ridiculous, but it gives them a license to go back and print rookie cards, which
That's true
I
too.
think they
So
like that. You know what I mean?
yeah, I know what you mean. Let's see. Anything else before we go into the recap? Let's
Go
do the
for it.
recap. We had a few races going on here. Let me see. Over in the Crashman Truck Series, that was race number 3, and that was the EcoSave 200 Friday, March 14th at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Corey Heim was our winner. Highest finish rookie was Gio Ruggiero at position 15.
It was Heim time.
Yes, it was. And we've talked about Corey Heim's cards before. if I remember right here, let me get my cheat sheet. 2022 for Mr. Corey Heim. He's in Dunruss with different parallels, printing plates, signature series. Looks like he is not in Optic at all. He is in the 2020 Panini Chronicles with the different sets inside of Chronicles with the clearly Donruss, Magnitude, Obsidian, and Obsidian signatures, Pinnacle autographs, Select autographs, and Spectra. No autographs in Spectra.
You know,
Also,
I
good.
was gonna make a quick comment. I think it was when Jason was still with us. We were opening, I think, prison boxes, and I got the one of that spotlight prism card of Corey Heim.
That's right. I do remember that.
Yeah, so that was cool. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And then also in Prism 2022 Panini Prism base card there. Lots of parallels to be found in 2022 Panini Prism Spotlight signatures, like you were talking about. And then also in 2022 Panini National Treasures, Rising Stars and Rookies for Mr. Corey Heim. And Gio Ruggiero, with no cards for him yet. Hopefully, maybe we have some in Dunruss. Or if he
Yeah,
wins the truck race, he can get a Panini Instant. So,
and that's entirely possible before Donruss comes out.
yeah. All right, next race number 4, the Baptist Hell 200 at Homestead Miami Speedway, Friday, March 21st, 8 p.m. Friday night race.
Sweet.
Moving over to Xfinity Series, that was race number 5, and that was the Luna. Well, it's just the Luna. It's Saturday, March 15th at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Justin Allgaier was our winner. Highest finish rookie was Connor Zilisch, position 9.
Yeah, I think Zilisch had a few issues, didn't he? If I remember correctly.
I think so. And Justin Allgaier's cards. Let me see. Did I have the wrong ones? 2009. I love that auto there with the Gator,
Oh yeah.
with the '08 Arca.
Yeah, that's super cool. Anytime you get an inscription card, it's really nice.
I think that they did that back in '09. So, but the 2009 press pass has a card there, and the signings as well. And the 2009 press pass stealth. There's also a chrome version of stealth. And the 2009 wheels element, no base cards there, but you do see the undiscovered elements. That was the issue that that undiscovered elements that did in 2009, 10, and 11 with the up and coming. That's where the 2011 they have the Chase Elliott as well, undiscovered elements. And then also 2009 wheels main event, the different cards and the playing cards. He used the 4 diamonds.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And those cards had two different backs because Hobby had one color and Retail had another color. One was red and one was blue. I'm trying to remember which one is which. I don't remember.
I don't either. I need to put that on the slide. Love those cards though. Those are like, real deal playing cards.
Yeah, they are. They're wax code. I mean, they are. They're real playing cards.
So for the folks old enough to remember back in '09, the Texas Hold'em cards and all that stuff was really big, and Press Pass created a few sets like the main event. They were geared towards Texas Hold'em when they had poker chips and the playing cards and other stuff like that, kind of to cross pollinate, I guess, with the card players. Actually,
Yeah,
some of their big World Series poker folks, their autographs are in there too.
they are. Do you remember back in those days? Because I remember you called me one day and said you need to go check out Press Pass because you won a half of a case of main event. Do you remember that?
I don't remember. Did I tell you that?
You had to call me because I didn't know. And
Oh,
you saw it online. It's like, oh, I didn't have no idea, and I I contacted Press Pass and they sent me that half a case. So I got like a whole bunch of sets of the main event in there.
So you have a lot of the playing cards.
Yeah.
All right, I digress. Okay, moving on.
Mm.
The kind of Zilisch. He's he's the man. Position 9. We talked about him the other day. So far, all he's got is the 2024 Panini Instant cards and the different parallels with the Jungle out of 25, Jaguar out of 10, White Tiger number 5. I don't know if folks watch Daredevil. Anyway, the Blue Viper 101, and then there's an autograph version of the Jaguar out of 10 and Blue Viper 101 auto as well.
Yeah, he's a hot shoe, man. He's got a bright future.
Yeah, need to get some glasses. Yep. Next race number 6. That's the Hard Rock BET 300 Homestead Miami, Saturday, March 22nd at 4 p.m. Eastern. Moving over to the Cup Series. That was the Pennzoil 400 presented by Jiffy Lube, Sunday, March 16th at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And Josh Berry with the win, highest finishing rookie Riley Herbst at position 19.
Yeah, we love Josh Berry on the show. We have proclaimed our love for him many times.
We've been talking about him for a few years now. Back when he got a few, he was, I guess, got a ride for a few races in Xfinity, proved himself, was able to run for the year, and then moved up to Cup, all that good stuff. So yeah, we've been watching and talking about him for years. So, and I think he was the big, what's the right word? Everybody was really rooting for him and Wood Brothers to win that one. So I was waiting for the caution to come out or something to happen, and never happened, which was for a change. It was great. So
Yeah, I was glad to see something finish completely under green without any interference from anybody or anything.
yeah. So Josh Berry, 2013 total memorabilia. He has a base card there, different parallels, and then Rising Stars autographs in 2013 total memorabilia. So yeah, he came up the hard way, having to earn every bit, and I was so glad to see him and Wood Brothers for their win. So
Oh gosh, yeah, that was their 101st win as a team.
amazing. And then our highest finishing rookie, probably Herbst, 2018. He's in the Donruss next in line with Signature Series as well. 2018 Panini certified with next signatures there. And 2018 Panini Victory Lane has a base card there and the different parallels, but no autos. Go figure.
Weird. Yeah, looking at his cards, I'm thinking Timmy from Lassie.
Yeah, so I can see that there.
What is that,
Yeah,
Lassie? He's fallen in the well. Oh my gosh!
yeah. So okay, next race number 6, Straight Talk Wireless 400 Homestead Miami, Sunday, March 23rd at 3 p.m. Moving over to IndyCar, they were off, but they are racing this weekend, March 23rd. The Thermal Club IndyCar Grand Prix at 3 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. So we got 2 races at Sunday at the same time. So,
And both
yep.
of them are on Fox. I wonder who gets the Prime channel and who gets the Sports channel. I haven't
Let
looked at
me
the guide.
let me see what I have down here. FS1 is TV. And
FS1 is going to be so who's on FS1?
Cup IndyCar, NASCAR.
Oh, so they're going to put IndyCar on the main channel on
I
Fox.
think so. So anyway,
Oh
I don't
boy,
know. I got it recording both, so hopefully
yeah,
I won't miss either one. So
yeah, I've got my DVR set for all that stuff automatically. I don't even have to program it anymore, like in the olden days.
we're all so old. Anyway,
Damn it.
say TiVo that thing. Let's see. That's it for racing recap. So How we doing on time? All right, 15 minutes. Okay. All right. Now we got a little barrage of different topics to cover here, and let's go through the list. So let's go IndyCar
All right.
Pronto,
All right.
because that's a short one. They have no no cards for last week, since there was no race, but we did have week one. They were released. The time has passed, and now we have the print runs for week one, 237. So you can
Yeah.
make a note of that. Yep. Um, so next week, well, I guess it won't be next week. We're out next week, but the week after we'll we'll review that checklist. So if you're new to NASCAR Radio, we will go over the on-demand stuff, what's available, and what has print runs, so folks can kind of get an idea. Because really nobody talks about the print runs. I really think it's this print on demand allows the companies to create cards faster and more in the moment of stuff. When these do recaps a year later, it's like, yeah, but having it the next week to be able to kind of celebrate that, and fans to get behind that with the on demand stuff. So, and we'll go over the Panini Instant numbers here, and we'll talk about that. So, speaking of, I guess we will go over the Panini Instant current available. Christopher Bell, card number 8, I believe that is. There's no autos for him, but you do have these different versions, and you have the 101, which is the Magma. And I finally figured out what the Magma actually is.
Do
It's a
tell.
it's a burnt pizza.
That
So it's cheese as the Magma. There
is
you
a
go.
nuked pizza.
Part of
God.
that is just carbon.
But yeah,
So
it matches the colors exactly.
just I saw that and I was like, oh my goodness, I love it. So all right. So that's the current offering. We're waiting for the Josh Berries anxiously, and we'll see what else they release. But speaking of this week, we got our shipments of cards, and I thought we would just recap the current print run so far of the 2025 Panini Instant. So we have week one. To the left there is the Chase Elliott at 244. Then we have a space because there is no card number two. Don't,
Boo.
yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that one, but no card number two. But there is a card number three, and that was the William Byron. That was a print run at 86. And we also have, that was Daytona. We also have the other Daytona with Jeffrey Pooh and William Byron showing off their rings. That was 116. Then we start the Christopher Bell winning streak, and with a card for the print run to 207, and our Connor Zilisch win 541. That was highest one for the season, and the second highest behind the Caitlin Clark Josh Berry last year.
Yeah, I ordered a 25 pack, and I believe you did as well. So we, between both of us, we got almost 10% of those.
I think they're going to look great autographed because of all that light color. That'd be
Oh yeah,
nice.
oh yeah, totally agree.
So, and then our next one is our second Christopher Bell win at 177, and the third Christopher Bell win. That's the one that's currently up. Should be down, I think, um, Thursday, Friday, or something like that. So, but just wanted to kind of recap those.
It would be nice if the Christopher Bell and the Josh Berry cards overlapped, and you could get combined shipping.
Yes,
Panini, please do that.
or make the 10 pack, make it a penny higher.
You know, we've been lobbying for that for a while.
Yes. So, all right, switching gears, I'm going to throw this one in there. Somebody tweeted out, they had an image of a 92 Maxx Bill Elliott autograph card, and they mentioned that they had gotten it out of a set, and it came with a little certificate of authenticity. And I saw it, and I responded on because I was thinking, yeah, there was in the '91, but then I realized no, I was wrong. It was in the '91, but it was not '92. So started doing some digging, talked to Logan, checked the Beckett annual, and also that image is different than the image in the regular Max set. That image is used for the 3D acrylic that they also issued in '92, and it does indeed come with a autographed Bill Elliott, and that is actually from the QVC factory set. There's also another factory set from Sears. It does not include the Elliott autograph, but it comes with a 16 card Bobby Hamilton 1992 Rookie of the Year set and the Craftsman 8 card set. So that was from Sears, and the one with the autograph is from QVC.
Yeah, sorry for the crummy image. Here you go. Here's what it looks like.
Yeah, so it's very similar to the other factory sets, but that one has the Bill Elliott and then the Richard Petty on the left, not the double Bill Elliott, which you can see is a different image. So just wanted to
Yeah.
bring that to everybody's attention. If you're looking through um, eBay or whatever it is, or some of these auction sites, or you're at a show and you see that you know where it came from, it's a QVC and it's a legit Bill Elliott auto.
Yeah, I don't even remember ordering that thing back in the day.
As much stuff as you went through, I'm sure, in back in those days. I mean,
That's
there was just stuff.
33 years ago.
I mean, granted, there was only what '92, like a few manufacturers, but they had so many different offerings, right? 'Cause you had the '92 red and '92 blue. Then they came up with the update set for the '92 red and '92 blue. Then you had the '92
Black, right,
tracks.
right.
I mean, black, sorry. And then you had the tracks and then the tracks autograph. So while Max is working on the Bill Elliott auto, Trax is over there working on that big, massive '92 tracks autograph set with the header card.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff going on. Oh, and I'm sure we had the pro set was in there, and then we had action packed, and it was then you had all those little smaller sets and stuff. It was just,
It was the Wild West, man. It was fun though. It was really fun.
yeah, but trying to acquire everything give you anxiety, like worried about what you're missing, and when something else comes out. And you had the Texaco, um, Davy Allison sets and all that good stuff. So, like I said, anyway, I don't mean to go off on a tangent, but I just wanted to let everybody know, like I said, we're looking a little bit of the research again at NASCAR Radio. We're about education and just trying to help collectors collect, I guess I would say. So if you stumble along something, you understand what you're finding.
Yeah, and if you got questions on anything that you're not totally familiar with, just let us know, man. We'll see if we can help you out.
Yes, exactly. So, all right, I think that's all I had. If you want to go into the Darlington 75th anniversary through the year and through cards.
Yeah. Yesterday, which is a Tuesday, the NASCAR Hall of Fame announced that they had a display in support of Darlington's 75th anniversary. And I think you had Richard Petty was there. Bobby Labonte was there. There were several drivers
I
there.
think Donnie Allison, there was a few.
Donnie Allison. And the thing about it is, the NASCAR Hall of Fame is closed on Tuesdays. They do a lot of that crazy stuff. That's, to me, that kind of sucks for the fans, but I could see where they would want to do that because there would be a crush of people wanting to go, hey, I want your autograph. Give me your autograph, blah, blah, blah.
Well, you could open it just for members.
They could open it just for members. But yeah, but anyway, it was really cool. It's upstairs. It's in the glass cases. They had all kinds of different memorabilia. What caught my eye were the pennants, because I love pennants. And there were pennants that I do not have. So now I got to be on the lookout for those, but I've never seen those before. But anyway, in honor of Darlington's 75th anniversary, we wanted to show you guys a few highlights, who's won the most races and that kind of thing, and then show you the cards to go along with these highlights and winners. So, where you want to start, Val? We want to start with maybe the first Southern 500.
Sure, I'll put up the first slide. You can walk us through it.
All right. So, the very first Southern 500 was won by Johnny Mance, and he won the race on truck tires because he found out they were a harder compound. They could withstand the pavement there in Darlington because I think the aggregate on that they used for the pavement had seashells and stuff. So you can imagine what that's like on the tires. It just grinds up the tires. So anyway, Johnny Mance won the very first race. They had like 75 cars, I think, start that race, which, believe it or not, is not the biggest cup starting field ever, but it was, I think it's maybe the second biggest. But that's his 1991 Pioneers of Racing card right there. Shows him sailing down the backstretch. But I think that may very well be, that almost looks like Daytona where he's at right there, the beach course or something. But yeah, Johnny Mance was our very first winner. You got anything to add on that?
Oh, I can a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. So Darlington was the first paved super speedway. Like you said, you had the seashells as aggregate in the concrete. It turns into basically sandpaper. Um, our winner had less pit stops because he had the harder tires. And speaking of tires, everybody was going through tires that they actually went out to the parking lot and was grabbing tires off of cars out in the parking lot because they were eating up tires. You got to remember, this is the first time. This is 1950. Daytona Super Speedway wouldn't open until '59. So this is 9 years before. And um, the person who built Darlington got Bill France involved to help promote it, and so that's how that kind of came about. And I think it was Red Voigt, um, crew chief, you know, basically swore up and down that the winner had cheated and demanded NASCAR tear down the engines and everything else. Of course, I guess they didn't look at the tires, but he looking at engine and fuel and everything else. And finally, Bill France and them said, we're done. We're not, tearing down the car anymore. You can actually hear some of this stuff in Driving with the Devil. It's an audio book and a regular book. It basically chronicles stock car racing before NASCAR and the early days of NASCAR. So it's Darlington. The first race was pretty amazing.
Yeah, that track is affectionately known as the Lady in Black, and it's also known as Too Tough to Tame. And the reason that Darlington has the oval shape that it does is that there was a minnow pond, you know, very close to the track, and the owner of that land in the minnow pond said, "No, you're not building the track over here." So they had to make it into that egg shape to avoid the minnow pond. So that's how it started.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. And then also, I guess there were many places to stay in Darlington back in the day. So Bill France and them let folks camp out in the uh, in the track, but then would wake them up with like a stick of dynamite when it was time for everybody to get back out. So
Oh
those
wow!
first year, whatever. So it was pretty amazing.
All right, so that's our very first highlights. The very first winner. Next, Herb Thomas. This is his 1989 TG Racing Masters of Racing card. Um, he was the very first repeat winner. He won in 1951 and 1954, and he also won again after that. I think he maybe won in 55 or something like that. I cannot remember, but he was the first repeat winner. And he was one tough customer too. So that's his card. The next, Fireball Roberts, that's his 1989 Winner's Circle card, and that was his only win ever. He won in 1958. And that, like I said, that was his only win in the Southern 500. He was second in the very first Southern 500, so he came in second, but he finally won one. So he was just NASCAR's very first superstar. So that's why we added him in here. Then I'm going to let you talk about this one, Val. I think you know about a lot about this one. This is Ned Jarrett, and he was the 1965 winner. And what all happened in that race? Do you remember?
So he won the Southern 500 by a record, and I don't know if this will ever be beaten. This might stand the test of time because um, 14 laps. He led by 14 laps, um, which is incredible. I mean, it's just I can't even wrap my head around that many laps led by by second place. So
But yeah, but I think Cale Yarborough at one point was leading, and he had a crash, and he went over the wall outside of the track. I think he was in Junior Johnson's car at that time. I think, if I remember
there are a
correctly.
few people that went over the wall.
Yeah, because and let's talk about the Darlington stripe for just a second while we're kind of talking about the wall. Um, people talk about the Darlington stripe today. It's when they just scrape the wall and they get a little paint on the side of their car, on the right side of their car. Well, I'm going to throw the BS flag on that. That's not a Darlington stripe. Back in the day, they had guardrails at Darlington, and it was 2 guardrails. And the fastest way around really was to hug that guardrail and use that guardrail to get around the corners. And when you did that, you got these 2 stripes from the guardrails on your right side of your car. And they would do it so much that it would eat through the metal of the sheet metal of the car. So a lot of cars would come in and they would have little holes because of the Darlington stripes. Those are the true Darlington stripes. The ones they have today are not Darlington stripes. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Thank you for clearing that up.
You're welcome. All right. So I guess we can probably move on to the next slide. All right, so we've got Richard Petty here that hits his 72 STP card. In 1970, in the Rebel 400, Richard Petty had a pretty violent crash. I think he hit the outside wall first, then he hit the inside wall, flipped many times over. I think he was unconscious. His arm was out the window. So if you go look at that, it's online. You can find it. His arm's out the window as he's like doing all these barrel rolls and stuff. And it's amazing his arm didn't get crushed. But it was a pretty violent crash. And what that led to was NASCAR finally deciding to implement the window net in the cars to keep body parts from being outside of the car when there's a wreck. But it was a violent crash. I think he had a broken shoulder, I think, and it was a heck of a crash. And he used to chew on a rag, a wet rag, and he had a red wet rag in his mouth, and that fell out and fell on the ground, and it looked like blood. So also, if you go look at the video, it looks like there's blood, with him hanging upside down because he landed upside down. So it was a crazy thing, but it's a memorable moment, and it's also an historic moment for NASCAR. The next card is Bill Elliott. And I think everybody knows about the 1985 Southern 500 and the 1985 season for Bill Elliott. He won the Winston Million back then. And what the Winston Million was is you had to win 3 of the 4 big premier showcase, whatever you want to call them, races. And those races were the Daytona 500, the Winston 500 at Talladega, the Coke 600 at Charlotte, and the Southern 500, of course, in Darlington. So Bill won Daytona. He won the Winston 500 at Talladega by making up 2 laps under green, which is one of the greatest races, in my opinion, ever. He had trouble at Charlotte, and then, of course, he won the Southern 500 and won the Winston Million. And I think that was a huge piece of publicity for NASCAR because everybody knew about it. I mean, my father-in-law, he really wasn't watching races then. He knew about it. And it was a big deal. So that
$1 million
was
bill.
Yeah, exactly. $1 million bill. And I've actually got, they rained down all these dollar bills and they were like $1 million bills is what they called them, and had his face on them and everything. It was really cool. And I've got some of those, and I actually had one of those on display for a long time at the NASCAR Hall of Fame. But I've got it back. But anyway, it was really cool. But yeah, that was a great moment in NASCAR history. So the next one, I don't know if you want to talk to this one, Val, but this is 1991 when Harry Gant won the Southern 500. What all happened then? Do you remember?
Yeah, so this is the first of his historic 4 wins: Darlington, Richmond, Dover, and Martinsville. And this card is the 1986 Sportstar Photographics um, card, which is kind of a short print that year. But yeah, that was the beginning for kind of stamping Harry Gant's claim to fame with those 4 um, historic wins there.
Yeah, that's how he got the Mr. September moniker.
Started Darlington.
It all started at Darlington and ended at Martinsville. I remember that. That was so cool. All right, so I guess let's go on to the next slide. All right, first one is Jeffy Pooh. So in 1997, Jeff Gordon won the Southern 500, and he was the second person driver to win the Winston Million. And again, the races were the Daytona 500, Winston 500, Coke 600, and Southern 500. I think he won Daytona, and I think he got Charlotte, and of course the Southern 500. But he was the second person to do that. That was a big deal. I remember that. I've got the dollar bills from that one too. In fact, I think I've got most all the dollar bills from all the different Winston Million things. But that card that you're seeing right there is his, what we call his rookie card. It's his 1987 World of Outlaws card. It came in that little box set. And you can see he's how old is he there, Val?
I think he's 16.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, 16. Holy smokes. He's just a puppy there. So next we've got actually 2 cards that go together. And do you want to talk about those, Val?
Yeah, so that's the closest finish of all time. Ricky Craven wins over Kurt Busch by 0.002 seconds.
Yeah, and that time held up until last year when Kyle Larson, who'd he beat? Busher at Kansas?
I think so.
0.001, but for a long time that held up as the closest finish of all time.
And the cards are the 92 Tracks, Ricky Craven, and the 2000 SP Authentic Kurt Busch. That's his first card.
Yeah, those are cool cards.
Great cards.
All right, next in 2015, Cousin Carl won the Southern 500, and he did a backflip, and they took some tape, some white tape, and on the wall where it says Darlington, they blocked out the little right side part of the D, and it said Carlington for him. I thought that was so cool. It's so funny.
That is cool.
But everybody loves Cousin Carl, and he just got inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame. This is his 2003 Press Pass trackside card when he was driving the Truck Series. Val, did you see where he was on with Dale Jr. on the Dale Jr. download, and he was talking about why he quit NASCAR? I don't buy some of that. He acted like he didn't deserve to do things, and I don't think anybody should ever think like that. I mean, you should always think that you deserve whatever it is you're going for. So I just thought it was strange, in my opinion, how he said that.
I didn't listen to that. I need to go back and listen to that. I heard Kenny Wallace's kind of summation of some of it, and I got my own opinions of what went down, but
he actually mentions the fact that NASCAR threw a caution to bunch him up on purpose.
Oh, I don't doubt that at all. I just when you're saying this, I remember exactly where I was, and through the miracle of TV technology, he made a comment about, I hope the person is okay that made the caution come out. And so I'm like, oh, what happened? So I rolled back, and sure enough, it was the 13 car. I think it was, I don't know if it was Casey Mears or whatever. Kind of got a little squirrely in 4. Didn't crash, whatever. Just kind of got a little squirrely and came back up to speed. But they threw the caution on that. And to your point, it made them bunch up, and then everything else happened. So if you watch that race, he mentions that about that caution, and
Yeah,
sure enough, it was no accident, no whatever crash. Like I said, it was just they got a little bit loose, didn't crash, they recovered. Um, so there's really no reason for it. And then since then, everything happened, and the rest is history. So not to go off on a tangent.
yeah. So yeah, those are some of the highlights that we picked. So I'm asking you guys out there, are there some highlights we missed, or what's your favorite highlight? Let us know in the comments. That would be cool.
Definitely, yes. Do you want to go over our most wins?
Yeah, we're going to give the top three drivers with the most wins at Darlington, and this would be like the spring and the fall race. So leading off the pack with the most wins is David Pearson with 10 wins. He was definitely the master of Darlington. He knew how not to abuse his equipment. He knew he had to race the track and not the competitors, and he was always there at the end. He was definitely the greatest driver in Darlington history for sure. So
And that's
that. What
his.
about the next one?
I was gonna say that's his 1989 Maxx racing card, kind of his first card, and he also has a 19. Well, actually, you know what? He has 85 stickers, but yeah, the 89 Max and 89 Winner Circle. But then to your point, our second driver with the second highest wins is Dale Earnhardt, that 83 Uno. He had 9 wins at Darlington.
Yeah, but he was a little bit, his style of driving there was a little bit different. He was more brute force than finesse. That's his
You
kind of that
don't
was his
say.
style. Yeah, that was his style. But yeah, that 83 Uno card, that's a fantastic card right there. We all know how tough that is.
Yeah, and if you watched last week, you can barely see the guy to the right, and the lady on the left, you can barely see her hand.
Yep. You just
So
see
the
a
board
finger.
is right. Yep.
I think she's giving us the finger. Ah,
All right. And then our driver with the third most wins of 7 is Jeffrey Pooh.
yeah.
7 wins.
Yeah, that's and we talked about that card a while ago. That's his 87 World of Outlaws rookie card. It came in that box set. But yeah, so we just wanted to share a little bit about the history of Darlington and the drivers and their cards. So I hope you guys like that. This is like the first time we've done something like this, but I thought it was pretty cool. So I enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
let us know, good, bad, indifferent, how you like that segment. And again, if you have a moment that we've missed, let us know.
Yep, for sure.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I know we're running behind, but we can make it up at King's Court. So,
Yeah, we got some bean footage we need to roll.
all right, let me get that here going. Where's the bean footage? There it is. Okay.
It's always a challenge to get my crown on right every week. All right, so this week's King's Court. We're going to start out with honorable mention number one. I'm kind of upset about this one myself because I didn't get it. But this is on the 18th of March. It's a 2022 Panini National Treasures Legendary Signatures Richard Petty, the King, 1 of 1. They were asking a really incredible amount of money there, $1,000 to be precise. They settled on a best offer of only $275.
What?
Yeah, for a 1 of 1 Richard Petty auto from National Treasures, for crying out loud. If I knew it was going to
Using
go that low, I'd have placed a goofy.
Yeah, I mean they went out and they put out the big old shark bait. They reeled up a tuna.
They did.
I guess they really wanted to sell that, or nobody was no offers, no nibbles, so they went for the tuna.
I guess they did, man. But
Yeah, somebody got a good deal.
somebody got a damn good deal, man. That is
Richard
impressive.
Petty 101 auto.
$275.
Yeah,
I'm crying over that one. So if you got this, let's call the cops. You stole it.
yeah.
All right. Next up,
All right,
'Cause
I need to stop and I need to go back over to. Okay.
honorable mention number 2, the 15th of March, 2024. And this is a terrible picture for crying out loud. 2024 IndyCar Parkside Pacific, Kyle Larson autographed, number 20 of 25. They were asking $400, and it went for a little less than that, $375 best offer.
Wow.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
It's a good looking card. I like the back.
Well, it's a better picture of the back than the front. Yeah. But I love that. That's a sticker, isn't it?
I don't think so. I think these are all on card.
Is this on card? Yeah, I
Yeah, I
think it
think.
is on card.
Yeah, I don't think they did stickers. Parkside. That.
Kudos to them. But,
Yes.
it's a little easier for them than it is for the NASCAR guys.
Yeah, I think. What did I say? They had like 30, I think, subjects in the set, and like two
Yeah.
legends or something. So yeah, very nice though.
Yeah, very nice card. I'm envious of the person that got that one as well.
Yeah,
All
Larson
right.
got a lot of collectors looking for those IndyCar cards.
So this next one, Val, we didn't talk about this one at all, but we're going to talk about it now. This is my Joker of the Week. I think you could probably see why it's my Joker of the Week. This was on the 15th of March. It's a 1992 Tracks. Dale Earnhardt and Richard Petty, in my opinion, not dual signed auto. And they were asking $450 for this, and it sold for $450. They went click and bought it.
It went click, huh?
So, what's your opinion on this, Val?
I need to kind of. We didn't really talk about it. The Petty. I don't know if it looks right. That's usually the biggest indicator. And the Earnhardt is I'm not sure about. Um, I probably need to inverse the photo of the Petty if he's got the loops in it or not. That's usually, like I said, the biggest giveaway.
Well,
And the Earnhardt, I'd have to compare because it looks like it's part of the urn because it looks like the A and it looks like that H comes down and is like two parted. He signed these more than one way, if you believe it. Um, so it might be two or three different ways, but I'd probably either steer clear to this one.
yeah, here's my opinion. These both of these autographs are, I mean, as you can tell, they are not normal looking autographs for either driver. So what happened? Did they both go in there that one day and they go, let's both of us just sign our names differently and dumb and stupid looking? I don't think so. I could see one of them being good as far as looking right and the other one not, maybe. But both of them being looking the way they don't look right to me, in my opinion. I'm going to have to say no on this. I would not. I'd be interested to see what happens when it goes through the PSA authentication, because it's over the, was it $300? So it's definitely going to go to PSA to get authenticated. So I don't know if PSA just authenticates the card itself or the autos or both.
Yeah, I don't know.
But to me, and again, I'm saying in my opinion, these autographs look sketchy to me.
Right, and that's what I was saying is like, if I would probably pass on this and go, there's other examples. It's not like this card doesn't come up. There's usually a few on eBay at a time, or there's, one or two a month or something like that. So,
Oh yeah, but
yeah, I would go after more of a PSA or, one of the other graded companies, or do a little more research on them and check the auto. So,
well, when Tracks went out of business, a lot of these blanks got out.
yeah, and I was going to go to that, say that is, yeah, if some of that wouldn't have come out, and then unscrupulous folks, trying to make a few $100 by forging these signatures, but people do that and stuff,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
So yeah, that's why it's a Joker of the Week. It's just, in my opinion, it's just questionable. I'll just leave it at that.
Yep.
All right, next up, our Jack of the Week. This is on the 18th of March. It's a 2024 at Jesse Love. We love Jesse Love. Prism National Pride Black, 1 of 1. They were asking $249.99 for this bad boy, and they took an offer of $169.99.
Oh wow.
Yeah, for Jesse Love. But you know his arrows are going up. He's not going down, so he's still on the upswing. And that's a nice looking card with the black. You have to admit.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say that, and I like that. Looking at that, it's not cracked ice, but it's something. There's some kind of pattern in there. It looks good.
Yeah, maybe it's the monolith monsters or something.
Maybe.
But yeah, I like it. That's a great card. Congrats to who got it.
All right.
All right, next up is our Queen of the Week, and I kind of took a little liberty with this one because it's actually more than one person. But it was on the 17th of March. It's a 2024 Prism Haley Deegan, Brian Deegan, iconic dual blue shimmer auto, number 2 of 4. They were asking $499.99 for this, and they accepted a best offer of $400 for this one.
Wow.
Out of 4. But that's a card that I really like. I would love to have one of those cards. I haven't been collecting Haley hardly at all, but since it's got her dad on there, it's like, I would love to have that. That would be a nice card to have.
Totally agree. Yeah, it's a good looking card.
Do you think that price is about right?
Yeah, maybe 300-400 range. Brian, I don't think signs much. I don't, not super familiar with his stuff, but they, have a dual sign with him and Haley. So
yeah, I'm still looking for the Richard Petty and I can't think of the Dale Inman. Jeez, I'll be all right. I haven't seen any of those. I don't know if
there wasn't many, right? So they're trapped until somebody opens them up. So
yeah. Well, maybe I'll hit one out of a blaster. You never know.
Maybe.
But yeah, this is a cool card. It's a card I would like to have. Not necessarily the blue shimmer. I don't need one numbered that low. I'll take one of the ones out of 20 or 25 or whatever.
There you go. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, cool card. I'm sure it went to a Haley collector, so that's cool. All right. Next up is our King of the Week. This is on the 13th of March. Here we go. We've seen cards like this before. Dale Earnhardt Sr. race used patch. It's got the T. I like it. I like sweet tea. T from Team Realtree on there. It's number 4 of 25. They were asking $500 for this. You know what happened, don't you?
Oh my!
Click. $500. Somebody bought it.
It's pretty.
We had another one last week, the IROC patch.
That's right.
Somebody clicked on that. It was out of 10. And this one's out of 25, and that one went for $449.99. Buy it. Somebody went click. So these things are hot, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, these are very limited, and definitely when you look at it, that's a prized possession. That's a great card.
It is, man.
It's just not a piece of white or black or whatever, but no, it pops.
Yeah, it's a sweet card. So yeah, again, I'm jealous. This is like the jealous King's Court tonight.
Very nice card.
All right. So next we've got our Ace of the Week, which is our 1 of 1. It's on the 19th of March. William Byron, 1 of 1 gold card. It's because we love gold, but it's a gold vinyl pot of gold. So we got double gold here, man. Gold vinyl pot of gold insert 2024 Prism NASCAR Racing. It says they were asking $499.99 for this bad boy as well. It went for $350.
Nice.
Best offer. Yeah.
I think that's about right.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's back-to-back Daytona 500 winner. He's been in the championship 4. He probably has a championship somewhere in his future, I would think. I think it's a fair price.
I mean, the pot of gold and the gold version, it looks great.
It does look great. Yeah, kudos to Panini for that. That's a nice looking card. I love it.
Very nice.
All right. So lastly, we've got our Royal Flush of the Week. This was on the 16th of March. It's a 1988 Dale Earnhardt Maxx number 99 medallion, redemption number 42. It's a low number of 1,000. It's a PSA 7, it says. They were asking $899.95 for this medallion card. And keep in mind, it's a PSA 7.
Right.
It went for $650.
Nice.
Wow. What does that make a 10? If a 7 is $650?
Uh,
I mean, it goes up exponentially, man.
yeah.
It's a scale that goes way up. So that's pretty impressive for that card.
It
But
is impressive. I mean, we know there's 1,000 of them, and some of them seem to be changing hands, but they're getting into collections and they're, not coming out. So I don't know, it's drying up or people aren't selling them. I don't know, but
yeah, it's got the certificate. It doesn't have the letter though.
right, missing a letter. So it's pretty stout price. So I don't know. Maybe somebody really wanted one.
Well, I can't fault anybody for really wanting a card because I have overpaid more than once in my life for a card that I really, really, really wanted. So I'm not faulting anybody or telling anybody how to collect. I'm just amazed at how much it did go for, though.
Yeah, I mean, again, these were redemptions from the '94 Max Medallion, and these are technically the legit version of the '88 Max because it was officially released with Earnhardt's approval and Max, and made it the case hit back in the day. So previously, this was the only way to get these. The other cards really didn't come out until the 2000s, mid late 2000s, when some of that Max bankruptcy and stuff like that started to come out. So this was the only way to get one of those and officially licensed '88 Max.
Yeah, it's a sweet card. I mean, it's to me, I think for most collectors, this is a Grail card. If you're a NASCAR collector, this is one of the cards on your list that you want.
Yeah, this was the official release of it. Came with the certificate of authenticity that we see, plus the letter. I mean, it was a big deal that Max had gotten the approval from Dale Earnhardt, partnered with him to release these and sign those
Mhm.
individual letters. And like I said, being the case hit, this was a big deal back then. This was, I don't know, I'm trying to think of some other redemptions or whatever that were released. So this was a big deal back in '94.
Sure was, man. I remember trying to rip. I ripped, and those boxes of medallion were expensive
Yeah,
for
they were
the
not
time,
cheap.
and I could only afford, I think, 2 or 3 boxes, and I didn't get lucky at all, because the LCS that had them. There was only one LCS in our town at the time that had them, and he bought a case, so somebody got one, but it wasn't me. But still, cool card. Congratulations to who got it.
Yeah.
Super card. So that's it, buddy. That's all we got.
All right. Awesome. Any hashtags? Anything else before we
Yeah.
wrap up for the day?
Hashtag it's so shiny. Hashtag we love
I always scroll the wrong way. Jeez Louise.
gold. Thank you.
I only passed it like 3 times, scrolling up and down, scrolling up and down. It's like, nope, it's not there. That's the
Here
videos.
somewhere.
Nope, up there. Those are the images. Where is it? It's not the last one. Anyway, there you go.
Hashtag we love gold. Yeah. And I got a new hashtag. Hashtag Ty freaking Gibbs has fallen off the cliff.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
And
Yeah.
also, real quick, go check out the Racing Card Hall of Fame at racingcardhof.com. Check out our 2025 inductees. And I think that's all I got, man. We're coming up on an hour.
All right. And remind everybody that no show next week. Sorry in advance for that. But we'll be back the following week, bigger and better. So again,
Double your pleasure.
yeah, again, for me and Logan, thanks for watching the show, podcast, YouTube, Rumble, wherever you get your podcast. Please like, share the show, subscribe. We'll give you a shout out. Comment on the show. We'll give you a shout out as well. And please, share the show with folks. So we would greatly appreciate it. Try to help expand the reach of NASCAR, IndyCar, trading cards. So for me and Logan, have a safe race weekend, and we will see you in 2 weeks. We are out of here. Bye.